This 50mm lens costs $2,000, and this 50mm lens costs $600. Both these lenses shot this same exact scene, but can you tell the difference? For the past few weeks, I've been playing with some new Sony lenses, specifically the new 50mm G Master lens, which costs $2,000, and the more budget-friendly 50mm lens, which costs $600. I had tons of fun playing with both lenses, but there's a $1,400 difference between these two lenses. And so I asked myself the question, is the $2,000 50mm G Master lens worth the extra cost over the more affordable 50mm lens that costs $600. And so to answer this, I'm gonna put up two images on the screen. One shot with the $2,000 lens and the other shot with the $600 lens. And so try to guess which is which and we'll see if you are right. Did you guess right? Well, here are the answers. Well, I have no idea if you guessed right or not, but I think we can all agree that both images looked incredibly similar. In fact, at first glance, you probably thought that the scene was shot with the same exact lens. No, this one was shot with the more expensive lens, and this was shot with the more affordable lens. Okay, so now we're gonna take a deeper look into the images. It's gonna pull up my computer right now, and let's just start with the video. Just so you know, I shot both these lenses on the Sony Alpha 1 in 8K because why not? Just any reason to film in 8K. And also, I thought it'd be a fair comparison to use the same exact camera with the same exact settings. And so let's go take a look. Okay, so here are the two clips, and right off the bat, I can't tell the difference between the two. I mean, they both look exactly the same. Although this shot is a little bit tighter than the other one, and that's probably because the 50mm G Master lens is a longer lens. So that's probably the reason why. But other than that, both shots look really identical. I mean, even if we pixel peep, you can't really tell the difference. Although the shot filmed with the G Master lens does seem a little bit sharper. But I mean, other than that, both shots look really identical. And here in the side-by-side comparison with the G Master lens, I brought it down to f1.2, so you're gonna get a lot more of that blurry background, so obviously this image is gonna look a little more cinematic. But since this was a comparison, I wanted to use the same exact f-stop with both lenses, and at f2.5, both images look really similar. Going on to the photography side, again at first glance, you can't really tell the difference when shot at f2.5, but when I bring it down to f1.2, as in this image over here, obviously this shot looks, well, I think looks better. Love that blurry background, really nice bokeh. But going back to f2.5 for both lenses, both shots look nearly identical. Let's go ahead and pixel peep, and now we see more of a difference. The 50mm G Master lens is obviously the sharper lens, as you can see in these details right over here. But again, at first glance, in a wider shot, you can't really tell the difference between the two. This is where it's a little hard to decide which lens to get, because if you are making prints for a client, like say that you shoot weddings, then obviously you want the sharper glass to produce sharp images to print. But in terms of video, like there's not really much of a difference. I mean, of course, if you go down to f1.2, there's a difference, but at f2.5 and with all the camera settings exactly the same, it's really hard to tell the difference between these two shots. Either way, if any one of these lenses were put in the right hands and used in the right way, then you can capture some really beautiful shots. So my conclusion is that you don't necessarily need to have the most expensive gear to tell the better story. Like if you suck as a filmmaker and a photographer, then no amount of gear, no matter how expensive they are, is going to help you be a better filmmaker, photographer. You should probably brush up on your skills first, but it's gonna be up to you to decide what kind of tools you need to invest in to help you tell your story. And when you're focused on the story, of course, you'll make your clients happy, and happy clients equals money. Cheers to that. So for me as a freelancer, it is so important for me to make the right investments in the right tools. And one of those tools is Epidemic Sound, hands down. There were a few times in my career where I actually had to pay for a music licensing fee for a client project. This one particular client wanted a 30-second commercial to be played not only on social media, but to play in LA and San Francisco. The fee to have that music licensed to play in those channels cost me $10,000. It might have been more, but that's a lot of money. Of course, I had to charge the client that much money so that they can play that video with the song that they liked in all those channels. And I think we can all agree that $10,000 is a lot of money. But with the Epidemic Sound commercial plan, I'm able to license music to my clients and for myself for my YouTube videos without having to shell out a ton of money every time I want to use a particular song. Oh, and a pro business tip, if you end up going with the Epidemic Sound commercial plan, you can still charge a music licensing fee to your clients. Cha-ching! With only one subscription, you are free to use Epidemic's diverse library and be legally covered for social media, online platforms, and websites, and at the same time, get simple clearance for client productions and unlimited use in digital ads. The commercial plan includes sub-licensing rights, which means it can legally cover the right to sub-license content containing music from Epidemic Sound to a third party. So for example, if I made a product review video on my YouTube channel, and then that brand is like, hey, we want to use that video for our marketing purposes, can we? I'd be like, sure, thanks to the commercial plan with Epidemic Sound, it covers the right to sub-license that content to you, third party. So if you're like me, you make videos on YouTube and you also work with clients, the Epidemic Sound commercial plan is probably your best bet because it covers everything that the personal plan does, but it also covers the licensing for music if you work with clients. So if you want to check them out for a free 30-day trial, you totally can with my link below. And you can even save 20% if you sign up for the yearly plan. So there you go, money in your pocket. So definitely check out Epidemic Sound if you are looking for music for not only your YouTube videos, but for your client work as well. They're definitely one of the best tools that I've invested in. And again, for me as a freelancer, making wise investments is so crucial to making my business successful. All right, guys, well, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know which lens you thought was better. Could you even tell the difference between the two? And also let me know in the comments below, what is the most expensive piece of gear that you've bought and regretted? There were a couple of bad decisions that I've made in the past. And with those lessons, hopefully I won't be making bad investments in the future. But anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you. And if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. But I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers to you all. And I will see you in the next one.